TimeClock Plus is the web-based system used by Samford University student employees to report time to be paid. There are several methods for recording time. Your supervisor will tell you where and how you will access TimeClock Plus. For example, you may be instructed to use only a specific computer or method to access the system. Carefully follow all instructions from your supervisor as the system tracks the device, web address, and location of each access. The web clock can be accessed through the internet and is compatible with Internet Explorer, Firefox, and Google Chrome. The system is not compatible with Safari. If you are asked to clock in or out using a Mac that only has Safari, you can contact Computer Services at 726-2662 if you need assistance when installing Firefox or Google Chrome. Purposely disregarding instructions, attempting to clock in or out for someone else, or having someone clock in or out for you is a very serious offense. You may be terminated and no longer able to work as a student employee, and you may also be prosecuted for a values violation. So follow all instructions and complete your time yourself. If for some reason a correction needs to be made to time from a prior pay period, contact the payroll office at 726-4638 for instructions. Do not attempt to adjust time from the current week to reflect anything other than actual hours worked on the precise day it is worked. For example, if you worked last Saturday but forgot to clock in, you cannot put down that you worked this Saturday to make up that time. This is required by federal law. You must coordinate with your supervisor in order to change your time if it is incorrect. There are several different ways to access the web clock. Your supervisor will instruct you on which method he or she wants you to use. You may access the web clock by clicking on an icon on the desktop, selecting the TimeClock Plus web clock from the favorites list, by going to the Human Resources website at samford.edu/humanresources, choose the Payroll tab, and click on the web clock link. Or by typing timeclock.samford.edu into the address bar of your web browser. Once the web clock logon screen is displayed, select the appropriate company from the drop-down box. Student employees should choose Company 300 Student Employees. Then log in using normal SUID and password. This is your ID and password you use to access your Samford email account. You should approve your time worked for the day by clicking on the View button. In the next screen, click on the View button again and select Hours from the drop-down box. If your hours are correct, then you will approve them by clicking in the box to the left of the time segment displayed. A message will appear stating that you are certifying the time worked is correct and accurate. If you agree that this is correct, indicate this by clicking Yes. You should not approve time for the current day until you have clocked out. After you approve the current date's time, make sure that every other correct time has been approved. You should not approve time for any segment that displays a missed punch or needs to be corrected by your supervisor. If it has been several days since you have missed a punch or made a note regarding a modification and the correction has not been made, please check with your supervisor to see when they may be able to make the correction so you'll be able to approve the entry. Also remember to click on the double back arrows at the bottom of the page to display time records from previous weeks, to be sure all time has been approved. Time should be approved at the end of each shift. Prior to the end of the pay period, make sure all time is correct and there are no missed punch times for that pay period, and all time has been approved.